Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another amazing episode of Executive Insights, where every week we come together, join you guys, and we ask 4 business questions.
3 from various levels of your business journey, and 1 personal question from a business owner.
Today we will be talking about the art of the comeback. I'll be your host, Gervais Nelson, CEO of FaceTime, as well as the founder for FaceTime Foundation, alongside my amazing co-hosts.
Hey, I am Marie Rose, CEO of Rosebud Studios, Legacy Leaders Coaching, and also founder of Rose Petals of Success.
That's when you know you wear a lot of hats. When you pause, you gotta remind yourself who you are. All right. So we're gonna get right to it. This one's for our aspiring entrepreneurs, those of you looking to start a business, maybe you're thinking about business, you got curiosities about business. This one's for you. Question number 1. What are some of the most common early setbacks entrepreneurs face, and how can someone prepare mentally for those setbacks?
Honestly, I don't think you can prepare.
I was gonna say.
So as an early entrepreneur, there will be setbacks because your perception of what will happen, of course, you're launching this business is going to be the most amazing business, and no one out here has that, and everything that you put out there is going to be successful. So because that is your perspective going in, you are going to hit setbacks that you are not prepared for. And honestly, no one can prepare you for them because it's your idea. So as they come, you just have to already do that mindset preparation to say, I don't know what may happen, but I'm prepared to fight through it. Because I feel like that's how your resilience is built. But honestly, I don't think you can prepare specifically, even with a risk assessment. What are you risk assessing? Because you don't know yet. This is a brand new venture for you. You don't have any trends yet. So just be prepared to have setbacks. And then understand that my biggest thing is there's no plan B, C, D, or E. There's only plan A. And if you go into it with that mindset, then you're not preparing to fail. You're preparing to fight through whatever comes your way.
I love it. I would say, if anything, get the ball rolling. Take a shot. Take a chance. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is they don't launch their businesses, or they highly critique it, trying to make it perfect.
Oh my
trying
goodness.
to get the perfect rollout. The packaging has to be like this has to be like that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a huge mistake. Sometimes you just got to put it out there, put it to the masses, get your feedback. It's going to set you back. It's going to hurt your feelings a little bit because everybody's not going to like it. And then when that happens, you get that resilience because you're just learning on the fly and you're adjusting to say, okay, this doesn't work, this does. Mm-hmm. This is okay, this isn't. Let me fix this, let me change that. And then what you're doing in real time is you're building resilience to say,
yeah,
I can overcome people telling me no, or I don't like this. Mm-hmm. What can I do to make it better? And in live speed, you're literally building resilience. You're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days. Being an entrepreneur is, I think, one of the biggest mistakes is people go in thinking it's life-changing. It's life-changing, but not in the way that most people think. You're not going to be rich overnight, most people. You're going to have some days where you're like on 100 and everything's going great. And then you're going to have some days, like I had yesterday, when you're on a 10. Mm-hmm. And everything can't go right and go wrong, and you just got to shut it down for the day and just have a seat somewhere on the couch with a blanket. That was my yesterday.
I was there.
But today was another 100, so I'm right back.
Yeah.
So but it's normal. It's okay. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is they try to make everything perfect, and they think it's all going to take off tomorrow and everybody's going to love it. And that's not generally the way that it happens for most people.
Mm-hmm. So for question number 2, for the new business owners, years 0 to 2 years, so you're just really getting started and established in your business, and figuring out what your rhythm is in business. What habits or mindset shifts help you recover faster from mistakes and turn them into momentum?
Goes back to that mental thing. I'm really big on this one. Kind of like that bad day, good day thing. Mm-hmm. It's a mind shift. You really got to tell yourself, you got to be honest with yourself when you're having a good day or a bad day. And then you got to be dishonest sometimes with yourself. And I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. What I mean by that is sometimes you got to push through and overcome regardless. So every obstacle is going to get in your way. And you know what I mean? Like that's the times where you got to be dishonest with yourself. I'm going to get to my finish line. I'm going to get to my goal. I see this obstacle blocking me. I see this thing having me. I see that there's only $20 in my bank account. I'm meant for this. I'm built for this. I'm going to get through this. And when you take that approach, that's you psyching yourself up to understand that you're going for something greater than what you see in front of you. That's being dishonest with yourself. Being honest with yourself is sometimes you do have to look at your books and say, maybe a couple years into the game, and it's like, all right, this logo ain't working. I don't like this one anymore. I'm going to be honest with myself. Would I like that? Would that appeal to me? No, what's it missing? So sometimes you got to fold and scrap that idea and rebuild. Yeah. It's just a matter of sometimes you'll get a feel for it, and it happens usually in about year 3. I know it's a question for 1, 2, but the behaviors start in the beginning in year 1 and year 2. When you start to say, you know what, ain't nobody blocking this dream. It's new. This is me, and this is what I'm set to do. And to me, I believe that's a mental superpower. And if you could tap into that, the ceiling is like the stars or whatever. You can reach it all.
Actually, not being a hypocrite, like saying you putting stuff out there for feedback, but you don't want to take the feedback. Because if you are putting it out there to receive the feedback, you're turning the feedback and the failure or whatever, negative feedback, constructive feedback, into momentum, because you're actually taking what your customers are saying and putting it into your business. You're listening to the people you are selling to. So not just saying, I'm gonna put this out there, I want y'all feedback, but I'm only looking for the positive. That's not how it works.
It's not realistic.
You need to put it out there so that you can actually get the feedback and listen to what they say. Now, does that mean that everything that they say is right? No, because everybody has the best advice for business owners that are not business owners. However, you need to take into account, okay, what is the trends with what they're looking for, and how can I implement this in a unique way into my business, and is this something that I want to do? Is this following along with my mission, my purpose? If not, then forget about it. However, you have to listen to the feedback, and that will turn it into momentum because you're giving them what they're asking for.
I like that. All right, question number 3. Are established business owners, those looking to scale up, add some structure to your team, or maybe you're just looking for something new to do to like build long term for your for your clients, for your existing clients. What role does innovation play in a comeback? Do you rebuild what was, or re-image something entirely new?
Okay, so I don't think you would imagine something entirely new. You take from all the scrap paper throughout the entire life of your business and you continue to evolve. I think that is the visual that I'm coming up with. So just like you just said about your sweatshirt, like you literally took 3 parts that you created over time and made one now. I can see that that's how innovation plays a role in your business. Is throughout your business, everything will inspire you in some way. I mean, as business owners, literally every room we walk in, we see something that could inspire something for what we do, or a person that inspires how we speak or talk about our business. So as you build on more creativity, you build on more ideas, and you may not be able to implement something at that point. But I feel like the innovation is as it progresses and it gets bigger and more visual, clear, then you're able to create something out of that. But that's just taking different pieces of your business and making something better.
It's perfect. I mean, I couldn't agree with you anymore. As you said it, I'm sitting there thinking the same way. Like the sweatshirt, okay, this is a rebrand. It's the same company. It's the same drive. It's the same even recognition pieces that you can recognize. But I rebranded in a way that shows longevity, and I just put the 20 and the 18 to let people know, like, I'm not new. I've been around for a while now. This is no overnight success. So that's kind of like rebranding or re-imaging the company in a way that shows established and something that's actually working. But I would say for rebuilding purposes, you gotta look at your numbers. I'm always gonna be a numbers person. If your numbers won't lie to you if you're being honest. Don't put all your energy onto the numbers, because sometimes what you're feeling in your heart and your gut can push you over that hump that the numbers won't be able to detect. But for the most part, I'll use my company as an example. When I first started, I was failing. You know what I mean? For like the first year. The way that I wanted to do it and the way that I was putting it out there, it was not working. And I was losing money. I was losing capital. I was losing different things. I had to look at those numbers, dive into it, and rebuild the structure of the company in a way that turned a profit. And not only that, it allowed me to excel and exceed in other ways. And then I was able to double back and bring in those other parts that I wanted to introduce in the beginning. the market wasn't ready for what I was trying to do at that time. So I put it on the back burner and I pushed forward the thing that was working. As that took off, I brought those other elements back in and say, look, I'm established. I can do this. I can do this too. And then I was bringing little pieces over into the piece that was working. It was like, wow, that's different. That's creative. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not doing nothing different. I was doing this in the beginning.
Yeah.
But now that you got a little buzz going and you moving, now all of a sudden you can reintroduce those things to say, I'm building, I'm adding, look at me, I'm still growing. But the truth of the matter is, I was doing it in the beginning, it just wasn't working then.
It wasn't his time yet.
Now, I'm pushing it and it's like, oh man, you're so creative. You're coming up with all types of stuff. And I'm like, it's nothing new.
But
thanks. I did the first time, y'all said it sucked, but now I'm doing it and it's great.
So we have a personal insight question. You want to go straight to that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. How has failure shaped your resilience, not just as a business owner, but as a person?
Probably could hear it in my answers with this whole thing today. I hate hearing the word no. I hate being told I can't do something. I hate being told that's not going to work. So all those to me are like failures because I'm putting something out that I really care about and something I believe in. And you're telling me no. You're telling me you can't do that. You're not good enough for this. You're not good enough for that. And that's happening on a lot of levels. That can happen in sports. That can happen, you go out for the starting team. You don't get the spot. You go for the job. You go for the promotion. You get shot down. You go to shoot your shot at the girl walking down the street. And she looking at you like, no. And you just take all that and it's like, no, what you mean no? Do you know who I am? And that goes back to that superpower of, I can do whatever I say I want to do. So me taking that mindset, it fuels me. So it's like the more people say I can't, like what I just said about the rebuilding, the rebranding. I didn't say I gave the idea up and just did away with it. I just put it to the side for the moment. And I let it cultivate and I let it brew. And I thought of all these different ways I could reintroduce it. And when the time came, I brought it back and I brought it back harder. Like even better to the point where you couldn't deny it. So for me, all that stuff kind of like, most people probably don't even notice about it just to get personal. It's a personal question. I've been paralyzed from the neck down. So I denied therapy. I turned down therapy. I taught myself how to walk again. I taught myself how to move again. So if I can do all that kind of stuff, great as he that's in me, I can do whatever I want. And nobody can tell me no. So telling me no is just like, you just want to be proved wrong, I guess. I don't know. You just want to be on that list. So that's how I look at everybody.
So for me, I don't know. So because my whole journey in entrepreneurship has been built off of resilience. I feel like when I lost everything because I wasn't educated on the process, I just jumped and did it. And when I lost everything and I didn't tell anybody and I set a deadline and I built myself up from the ground. And when I did that, I repeated it and I repeated it and I repeated it to the point where nobody could tell me anything. I learned each time from my mistakes, but I never told anyone when I failed. So it built this person that nobody can really tell me it's not going to work. I have to prove to myself that it's going to not work, or I have to put my all into it. And even after it could be failing, I'm going to figure out how to make it successful. I'm not going to say, let me create something different. So I guess my journey through failure, because I failed a lot of times, built me into the person who I am, where I really there's nothing I can't do. So even though we always drop gems, right? But you may seem like this relates directly to your business. You may learn something new today. We hope that you learned something new today. However, please, we want you to schedule a one-on-one with one of us so that we can make sure that the information that you are receiving applies directly to your business so that you can get the best help that you need.
So today we talked about the art of the comeback, which is an amazing topic. I hope you guys all took something away from this as we opened up and shared it with you. Next week, you're not going to want to miss it. You're definitely going to want to come back. We're going to be talking about planting a seed. And that's not because of me. We're talking about planting a seed. We're talking about legacies and mentorship. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check us out next week. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend of a friend who can tell a friend.
Share.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram, executive insights _. Stay inspired, never stop creating.
See y'all.